Hello, everybody. It's Graham Coath with another Move TV. We haven't been around for a while because we've been busy with other things, but we're back. And today I'm joined by Stefan. Hello, Stefan. How are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. I love the bit of art on the wall behind you.
Thanks. Everyone mentions that, so my girlfriend will be happy with that. It was her purchase, so there
It
we
was
go.
her purchase, was it?
It was.
Tell us a little bit about you, sir. Where you from? What is it you do?
Yeah, so I'm from the Wirral originally. I currently work for an organisation called BNR Group. So I'm the head of operations and development. I'm also the registered manager at the minute for BNR. So BNR are an organisation that look after or support people with learning disabilities, people with challenging behaviours, autism, complex care. So we have a number of supported living houses. We have a number of outreach packages now. And we sort of really want to specialise in that complex care to sort of support people in their own homes, in the community. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, where I'm from, and the organisation.
Yeah. At what point do you typically sort of get introduced to somebody that requires care, or what are the kind of signposts into your organisation?
So it really depends. So at the minute we've got some exciting news that's coming, which involves maybe an admission from a hospital setting.
Right.
Somebody where a placement's broken down before, and they've ended up in hospital sadly. So we will swoop in and offer some support for that individual and hopefully change the person's life like we've done many times before. It could be that people are leaving school. So school has come to an end and you have a learning disability or some complex behaviours. Where do you go from there? School is marvellous as we all will know. But what's the next steps? Where does somebody then go with a learning disability or, as I say, some maybe more of the complex needs? And we support people who now have got jobs and whatnot and just need that little bit of companionship. So the spectrum of where people would live or where people would be before they come and get supported by us is massive, to be honest. And I think that's probably something that not a lot of care providers do. Not a lot of care providers want to support really complex individuals. Probably first of all because it's really hard to staff in health and social care. I think that balance of us being solid as an organisation makes us able to support the really complex individuals.
What about training in your sector? Because training's fundamental. And where did you start? How did you get into this in the first place?
Yeah, so I went into the Navy when I was 18, a horrific decision. Absolutely hated the Navy. I thought it was completely rubbish. Sorry for anybody who's been in the Navy. I just didn't like the setup. I didn't like that you had to be there for years to take the next step up and be there for years to take the next step up. So I come out of the Navy after a very brief period of time, and I got a job in a laundry of a care home. So it was a 115 bedded care home. Absolutely hated that job as well, but I was there for about 9 months. But I knew that I enjoyed meeting the people and going on the units and seeing people at the time. They had dementia and nursing needs and whatnot. So I got into support work. I was a support worker for about 2 years. Absolutely loved it. It's the greatest job I've ever had. Supporting people with autism, learning disability, complex needs again. To go on holidays and stuff like that. So I've been to London, I've been to Landlord, no, you name it, the Grand National, lots of different places to enhance people's lives. And then that was when I sort of got the bug for health and social care, and I thought I'm gonna have a go at this. I'm gonna see where I can go within my career. Went into a few different jobs then, and then started to climb the ladder from a senior support worker to a care manager to a registered manager, to sort of working in large services which maybe needed a little bit of turnaround support. So
You seem to have lost.
Sorry, am I back?
Yes, I think we both disappeared for a second.
Oh, there we go. So I've worked in quite a range of different places now. So I've worked in nursing homes. I've worked in residential homes. I've worked in large supported living. And I eventually ended up at BNR, which is where I've been now for 2 years.
What is it that someone needs to have in them to do this kind of work?
Well, first of all, I think there's an element of compassion and empathy and all of that type of thing that you would suspect somebody to work in health and social care, which is not always the case, if I'm being honest. And as soon as you step up into their management levels, and maybe even more senior management levels, I think somebody's got to be resilient. I think there's got to be a toughness about somebody. I think we often have our best support workers who go up into that team leader role into manager. They're always still a support worker in their head. They never actually turn into a manager as such. And I think culture is massive within health and social care. So I've walked into services, which is a really big service with not the greatest of culture, if I'm being honest. And you come into health and social care to look after people and be kind and enhance people's lives. And you'd end up having to go into this awful culture where the staff are ruling the roost, and this is just another manager. He'll be gone next week, and he's only young, and all them type of stereotypes that I got through at me. So I think you've got to be resilient. It's very much like running any other business.
It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you joined the Navy originally, perhaps looking for that resilience, or to build that resilience, and to find that culture, or find that way that you could be involved in that culture. But you didn't find it there, but you found it here.
Absolutely, I found it in bucket loads within health and social care. Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing. What's sort of your driving ambition at the moment within the business? What or within the organisation? What are you really hoping to see happen?
Yeah, so we recently got an excellent rating on our PAMS inspection. So that's like a local authority inspection. So we got 15 excellence out of 16. I don't think it's been done before, so we're really pleased with that.
Well done, congratulations.
No, thanks very much. It seems like that long ago now. It wasn't. So we have our CQC inspection coming up as well. So there's 4 ratings. There's inadequate, there's a required improvement, there's a good, and there's an outstanding, which is the equivalent to excellent in local authority inspection. So my aim is, and everybody's aim at BNR, is to get to that outstanding level with CQC as well. And from a business point of view, we're doing super well. We've got a lot of projects that are coming to fruition and are really quickly expanding the organisation. So with that expansion, I think myself and the directors have had real sort of structured meetings in regards to keep, expanding the organisation, but keeping that quality, as good as we possibly can. What we normally see within health and social care is that this great care provider who is fantastic and family feel and all that type of stuff, and then they get that big that the quality is watered down. So I think what we are really mindful of at the minute is ensuring that we do grow as a business, because we want to support as many people as we possibly can, but keeping that quality good. I think quality in any line of business, even what you do, quality is the key to the success that you're gonna have further down the line.
Yeah, so absolutely essential to any business. In terms of the wider business population, are there ways in which other businesses can support you, or people out there can support you in terms of the work that you're doing?
Yeah, well, you'd be really surprised in regards to how many organisations that we actually work with. We have supported living, for example, so we have some supported living housing. First of all, we work with a housing provider there. We work with investors on them particular properties. We work with the local authorities, maybe 2 or 3 different local authorities. We have to get fire extinguishers, so we need all of that type of stuff. We have to have trainers to train the staff. We have to have anything that you can think of, health and safety information, printers to print of all our documents, systems that we put in place. So within our organisation, we probably work with 100 different stakeholders because we need them for all different types of things. So in regards to businesses thinking, well, how could we help them? There's probably a way. Oh, God. Health and social care is a massive industry now. It's probably the biggest industry that we have. So yeah, people can definitely link in with me and we can have that chat over whatever they do, because I'm sure it will fit into whatever we feel fit.
I think the dog was agreeing with you there.
The dog was.
The dog definitely. There's someone I can link you into actually who does train the trainer in the care sector. So I'll connect you with them afterwards. Let's talk about Move. You recently became a member of Move or joined Move. How did you find Move in the first place?
I've known about Move now for about 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 years. And it's always been something that I was going to do next week. And I think I messaged Mark and I met up with Mark not so long ago for a good probably half a day, really. And we were running through when I first messaged him. I was going to go on a walk, networking. And like everything else, life is just mega busy. So, especially when you may be changing jobs. So maybe change jobs at that particular time and was trying to work on getting everything running. So I made the plunge maybe this time last month. So I've been a member now this time 2 months ago. So I've been a member for about 2 months now. Really, really bizarre. I've never been in anything like it before, if I'm being honest. I feel like when I first started, I didn't really know why I was doing it. I thought, well, I can't offer a service to anybody. I'm not selling training, or I'm not creating a product, or I'm not, selling a kitchen or whatever it's going to be.
So how do you fit into what might seem like a networking group, but it's not that, is it?
No, absolutely not. I mean, for me personally, I've already met some really, really interesting people. So even if I never get anything from it, which I already have, even if I was to never get anything from the Move, I've met some people. Like I've had a chat. I've shared my thoughts on what's going on in my head as a business person, maybe what our next steps as an organisation are. How do I go to our directors and say, can I have this amount of money because this is my plan? And sometimes being a manager and a senior manager is quite lonely. Like you can't share your thoughts with anybody else. So I think even from that point of view, everybody wants to help you. Like there's nobody on there that's just about them or just about their business. They will link it in with anybody who they feel you could use. But even from the online meetings, I've just been on one this morning. There's loads of different ideas, and sometimes about other people saying, I've had a bit of a rubbish week as well, so you're not on your own there. So for me, the value that it's added for me as me as a person and us as an organisation is massive. It really is.
Yeah, I think sometimes people don't understand that, but it really is a personal support group, but that then has that benefit within your organisation as well. Because if you're being it's what the moves say, but if you're being the best person that you can be, then you can that's going to amplify how you can be within your business. And I just think that a lot of people are missing that in terms of part of their business day. As you say, it can be quite lonely sometimes. If you're running your own business, or you're, as you say, you're manager, but you're not necessarily in an office being supported by lots of other people all of the time, whatever. Then getting that, just being able to get that headspace where you can talk to other people and get advice and get opinions on things is so valuable. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I completely agree. How often do we talk about things that aren't work? Like my life is probably pretty much just work. I'm sure my partner would agree with that. She's probably sick of hearing about it. But every time that I have a conversation with our director, it's about something that's for the organisation. We've got a great relationship with our directors, and we have a laugh, and it's very much conducive. However, at the end of the day, they're paying me to do a job, and they want me to do that job really, really well. And some of the managers that I manage, again, we have great relationships, but I can't go to them and say, look, I had a really bad week last week. I feel really down. I can't do this. I can't really see where the plan is. Because first of all, that would probably knock them off their track that they're on. So I think for me, even if, and I think if people are coming into networking and want to make loads of money from it, I can just meet loads of people and we can sell loads of this particular product. That's probably not going to work either. You're probably not going to fit into that group setting. Everybody within our group that I tend to go on a Tuesday morning, everybody is from a different background. So it doesn't matter what you are selling or what your business is. And we're all in that particular position. We've had weeks where everybody has come on and everybody's been really down and they've had a terrible week and the weather's not great and all that type of stuff. But by helping each other, the next week's been really positive. So I think if you are coming to network, and especially Move, with the intention of selling loads of your product, it's probably not going to work for you, I would say.
Yeah, because it's all about relationships first.
Yeah.
And any selling should be really. And if you genuinely get to know people and start supporting each other, then business will come out of that. But it happens in ways you don't ever think it will happen sometimes, which is really great.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people will mention you to other people. Sorry, I have no idea why this dog has suddenly woken up this morning. He's been fast asleep. There's nobody coming to the door. So I'm going to have to banish him from the studio, full stop, in future.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, because he's a lovely little guy and he's nice to have here. But, if he's going to bark, he's going to have to be out. Stefan, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us on Move TV.
Please, no problem.
I look forward to getting to know you a little bit more. As I say, I will catch up with you to tell you, introduce you to some people that I know as well afterwards. Is there any particular help, etc., you are looking for at the moment that perhaps, because we're going out live on LinkedIn, etc., is there anything that you in particular are looking for?
Not necessarily. I think within the organisation, we are expanding, and we're expanding quite quick. We've got some really some really good news that's in the pipeline, which we're really sort of trying to stabilise the organisation. For me, in regards to social media, we need to get a little bit better at that. We're going to be recruiting some more staff shortly, which probably means there's going to be more training. So, if anybody is watching and they want to link in, it will definitely pay off, because, very, very shortly we will be taking another 30, 40 staff members into the organisation. So at the minute, there's nothing that I'm specifically looking for. But if you think, or you work with a health and social care provider, and you think this is what you're missing, please feel free to drop me a line, and we'll get networking that way as well.
It all starts with a conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. This has
Brilliant.
been Move TV with Stefan and the dog. I hope you've enjoyed it, folks. If you've enjoyed this conversation, please do share with other people, tag other people in on your platform, and we'd love to see you at Move. Move online is available throughout the week at different times, so there's always going to be a time to suit you. And if you don't fancy going online but you want to stretch your legs, there's also netwalking, which is now not only at the weekend, but we've also added a Wednesday date as well. You can find all of the details of this at move-online.co.uk. Do check it out. Until next time, bye for now.